All right, Abusia, the minority leader, Honorable Alexander AfenyoMarkin, Abusia. This is about Toja, Nasa Manaboni, Echemu, HS, a year some MPP, a year officials, Abusia, or more to me as Semon, a year Honorable Alexander AfenyoMarkin, HS, Enya Sem Ketua. Now, Alexander Abusia, as I Toja said, was still a year Sammy Gyamfi. Yes, sa extortionist na oyusuma no say or call no say omra na omeyi ano na Sammy Gyamfi so abusua atumi drop a year some conversation also kira here CCTV camera any a year audio so ha say serve as an evidence Diana CCTV camera abusua e contain Then so na sa voice note here omo e kan wasemi abusua e contain ye beko na yakwa akotie ha eda so aye be media je be se wase ene de kan wade twa channel so abusua be se wase be subscribe like na wabo aso ahya prepense ne be tie no anya bi etie yanko ne kotie Solomon Owusu chese ne nsemo a ode aba ene dai na ye wi a abusua fa ya che ya ha so
NPP minority leader Abusuya asem atono enye asem ketua kra Kwame na Alexander AfenyoMarkin one Sammy Gyamfi bruhaha echese ekoso no ye de bremo say ye the likes of NPP officials no omo asemon AfenyoMarkin and ama issue no are very critical Abusuya AfenyoMarkin enne yes, answer the brem say wakwa kusiu Sammy Gyamfi abusua extortion allegation as Sammy Gyamfi le ba bonten ene baby na as station ogina ya o kan asem na ho sensem bebre ene ba na we ena Sammy Gyamfi ete say AfenyoMarkin so na no wonim se wadi bone no o san so de mekwa akopie mu e court nti Sammy Gyamfi aba right now no o say oba be release CCTV footage and audio of AfenyoMarkin no ne extortion allegation na ono or the betu jani ye say ansa na ni friend betu bone chese ne 9 SBB so and Sammy Gyamfi STT ye say ono no Omba bonten emba meka asema enimity right now the Sammy Gyamfi ashoke AfenyoMarkin right now AfenyoMarkin esi ebo so ede amana busuya no ene ya project ede atu ye screen no enchen ede amana no say breaking Sammy Gyamfi to release CCTV footage and audio of AfenyoMarkin extortion asem aba right now Solomon Owusu ede ensembi aba betu no so aba draw the submissions and the submissions or to no so kire say ono nso kura audio na oba be release no abusuya NPP minority leader na so ayehye osahene Alexander AfenyoMarkin yensem mrewa amom yenko na yenkonkoti ensema course no eba
here this morning, giving us some context.
Yes. But is it what is the solution?
Is the regional minister.
What is the solution? For me, what is the solution? We are in 2026. The Barry Dam started the spillage 12 BC. So if 2026 we still don't have the solution to relocate the people and settle them well, because they are fisher folk, what do they need?
We'll talk about that when the time comes, but I want us now to segue into another conversation, another big one for the morning, and we've laid the premise for you. I want us to take a listen to these two key voices in this current conversation. The first voice you'll hear is that of Gold Board CEO Sammy Gyamfi addressing this issue of alleged extortion, as he puts it. After which we'll listen to the voice of Minority Leader in Parliament, Osahin Pamina Alexander AfenyoMarkin. When we come back, we'll put all these matters in context. Why should it concern you this morning? We'll tell you exactly why. Take a listen.
This word now. And why have you not heard Afenyo say anything about that? Or challenge me? Or threaten to sue? So the NPP people talking, there are things you don't know. I will not just, I'm a consummate Democrat. I eat and drink debates.
I'm not worried. Call the minority leader an extortionist.
I'm not worried if you criticize him to... Yes. And that is why he cannot comment on that or even challenge me. He cannot. Because he knows that what I said is true. So there are many things that you may not have the benefit of. But let me talk about my good brother.
AfenyoMarkin is a self-made man.
No problem.
He's got the chain of businesses.
Maybe tell him that...
Why does he need to come and extort money from Gold Board?
Tell him that you want to be his lawyer so that he sues Sammy Gyamfi to substantiate that claim. Tell him. Or tell him that you give him an interview here and Sammy Gyamfi will come, and that you should dare Sammy Gyamfi. That is not an insult. I'm speaking about what has happened, and you know.
We're going to court on the other issue regarding.
I have made certain.
I've seen your statement.
I'm saying I've made certain statements. I would rely on them without more. Don't rush. You see, in the Bible, Jesus was accused, wild allegations. He kept quiet and watched them. He could have done anything, but you see, when you are dealing with situations, the people of Ghana expect a certain level of maturity from me. The people of Ghana see that this is an accomplished businessman. He's been in the space for some time. He's leading a group. The tradition of the party MPP that I lead expects a certain level of conduct. So if I would be carried away with emotions, I will fail. It's not an emotional game. It's not a game that somebody attacks you, you should also react. No, you won't get it. There's always a bait in politics. But
you see this as a bait?
I'm saying that there is always a bait.
No, I'm asking you specific questions.
I'm saying that there's always a bait in politics. And don't underestimate. Opponents also have a strategy. I was a majority leader. I know how government operates. I know how government can divert attention. So I've been there. Because the government must hold itself together. So it can be throw this in. Today, social media, let's divert attention. Let's stay in the man. But look, Carlos.
Is that what is happening?
Carlos, in opposition, like I said, was Atufose not in court? Was it not worse than my situation? You get what I mean? So, as for this game, I want to assure the party that the mandate they gave me, God willing, that mandate will be discharged. We would work hard. The people of Ghana expect us to do nothing less. They expect us as minority to be forthright, to work hard, to hold the feet of government to the fire. We will do that. All other things that will come, we'll deal with it. So don't worry. Tomorrow we are resuming. We pray that the motion will be admitted. We argue, set up the ad hoc committee so that within the period of break, at least there will be hearing.
Okay.
So that by October, before we read the 2027 budget is read, I hope by that time the report will be ready. And once it is ready, the good people of Ghana would see. But I pray for a live broadcast of the hearing. Okay? And I also pray that there will be no U-turn.
The Gold Board hearing?
Yes, the Gold Board hearing. Yeah, you want a headline? Yes, you want a headline.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, the Gold Board hearing. We can safely say that. We expect that once the motion is carried, there will be a full public hearing of these Gold Board losses.
Diversionary tactics or a legitimate claim? Let's get on to Zoom right about now and speak with Solomon Owusu. He's the Director of Communications for the United Party, and he's one of the petitioners in this particular instance. And let's get some more clarity on this petition. Solomon, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen, and good morning to your in-studio panelists.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we've laid the foundation and we've sought to get a summary of your petition, but I'll start with the most basic question. What exactly prompted you to file this petition now? What did you hear or see that made you conclude that this had crossed the line from political rhetoric to something requiring a criminal investigation?
Well, when I heard a response from Afenyo, that was what became the red line for myself and my brother Andrea Piadankwa, because we thought that Sammy Gyamfi had raised a very serious allegation that demanded equally serious response. The least Afenyo could do was to head to the court immediately, but his response did not give us any indication. So we were afraid that this matter will be left at the levels of radio and TV discussions, and nothing will be done about it. That is why we said we needed to let people be busy in the system. Yeah.
To let people be busy in the system. Now, you've heard from Honorable Minority Leader. He says that this is a diversionary tactic, and that this is something that governments will typically do to sort of water down important issues. He himself and his side in Parliament had addressed the good people of Ghana to make claims about certain losses made by the gold board. We've had extensive discussions about that, and I think we've got some more clarity on that. But what do you say to that rebuttal from him that this is just diversionary tactics, that this has no legs, and much like Jesus, he will be keeping silent?
The man wasn't silent. First of all, who brought this whole issue of gold board into the public discourse? It was Afenyo himself that conducted a press conference that leveled series of allegations against gold board. Now, the gold board CEO takes his stand and also counter-lay allegations or claims against the rare person that led the press conference. And this time around, it borders on criminality. Extortion is a crime under our laws. And if you read our Constitution, Article 1, it talks about the sovereignty of this country. The sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people on whose behalf all powers of the state will be exercised for. So when Sammy Gyamfiãngrily leveled an extortion allegation against Afenyo, we saw it as a very grievous crime, because then it means Afenyo, if it's proven to be true, has not been using the power that is supposed to be used to benefit all of us in our interest, but rather using the very power that has been entrusted to him by us to rather enrich himself. And that is how we view it.
Now, your petition repeatedly refers to an alleged demand for some $1 million. What is your understanding of the source of that specific figure? And are you satisfied that Gold Board CEO Sammy Gyamfiãngrily has actually made an allegation in those precise terms?
You see, let me put it. We sit on a lot of information, and in the coming days, we will be exposing a lot of politicians in the country who are putting our brothers and sisters in public office under serious and strenuous pressure. They frame stories, go at them, and then when those that have fainted hearts go and sit them behind the scenes and pay them, though they have not done anything wrong. And that is what this whole banter between Sammy Gyamfiãngrily and Afenyo is beginning to expose. And like I said, we'll be doing an expose on such issues. The country called Ghana is suffering from some of these things, and is the reason why corruption is so rife. If you have public officials who go to their colleague public officials and threaten them with exposing them on matters that borders on criminality, failure not to pay will put them in the bad light, then where are we heading to? If you are Afenyo, the claim by Sammy Gyamfiãngrily is that AfenyoMarkin threatened that if he does not pay, he would expose the gold board. So, granted what Sammy Gyamfiãngrily is saying is true, does it mean that Sammy Gyamfiãngrily can do or commit a crime, and once he goes to pay, public officials that are supposed to serve our interests will just sit aloof, they will sit quiet, go mute, and not expose such rots in the system? That is how we see it. And for us, it is not something that we must be toiling with.
And of course, these are very serious allegations, and this is something that we touched on this morning, is that the wider implications could be dire, such that if all it takes is $1 million for certain rods to be covered up, that's definitely not going to bode well for this country called Ghana. Now, Solomon, you mentioned some exposés that we should be looking forward to. How soon should we be looking forward to these?
At the moment, I'm out of the jurisdiction together with my brother Andrew. When we come back, we will be exposing all, because you see, it's becoming one too many.
When are you back?
And we, God willing, by the 5th of September, I should be in the jurisdiction, and then we will be in the process of exposing all. And unfortunately for these people, Helen, can you imagine? They do things with impunity as though there's no tomorrow. They leave traces, they send text messages, they do audio calls, and so on and so forth. They write emails. So people have actually gathered all this information, and then once we petitioned, since yesterday till this morning, they have been sending us a lot of information. And it is mind-blowing. And I can't believe it. Now, why must we do this to ourselves? Public officials are supposed to serve to the best interest of the country. If you are pushing them to be doing things outside their remit, what you are telling them is that, yes, go and steal to come and satisfy our private pockets. And that is why we must take the issue of Afenyo very serious. Remember, Afenyo was once your majority leader.
Indeed.
He was once your board chair of Ghana Water Company. He was once your board chair of Electric Company of Ghana. What happened? Did any investigation conclude that indeed Afenyo engaged in extortion? Can we quantify the level of extortion that he engaged in whilst he was the majority leader, he was the board chair of Ghana Water Company, he was ECG board chair. And that is how we see it. This is not to say that he has, as a matter of fact, engaged in any extortion, but should the investigation conclude, Helen, then where would our democracy be heading to? And that is why every Ghanaian must join us in nibbling this in the bud.
Is there a potential then that, it wasn't AfenyoMarkin himself making such demands, allegedly, and that perhaps a third party acting on his behalf? Because these are two very different allegations then.
So if you read our petition carefully, we anticipate it could be agents that are representing allegations. Why you say either third parties and so on and so forth, so that we bring all these Goro boys in the system and deal with them once and for all.
Now, Solomon, I know you have to leave us very shortly, but a few more questions, and then we'll bid you farewell and come back in studio. Now, your petition is asking investigators to secure phone records. You're asking for WhatsApp messages, emails, recordings, payment instructions, and device data. What evidence do you currently believe exists, and whose devices or records should investigators be looking at? Whose WhatsApp messages should we be looking at?
So Sammy Gyamfiãngrily was the one that made the allegations. I mean, the voice that you played, he was very emphatic that he was daring Afenyo to sue him, or he was daring Afenyo to appear on the show with him, and he would prove to him that he's an extortionist. So we believe that some of these discussions might have taken place either via phone calls, WhatsApp messages, audio recordings here and there. So he will be the prime suspect in this. Again, we also had Mr. StRikês also collaborate the position of Sammy Gyamfiãngrily. So we believe that he must be having information very vital to any investigations that will be happening. Helen, let me say that our disappointment has to do with the fact that state institutions did not need us to even petition before they kickstart any investigations. I mean, why must OSP sit down when allegations of extortion is being leveled against a public official? Why must Parliament not issue a statement on it? What about StRikês, abuse of power or abuse of office? We believe that state institutions must begin to act without even petitions. But like I said, we are building a democracy, so we are all of them in this regard. But going forward, we expect to be acting on their own.
What do you say to critics who suggest that your petition is simply weaponizing an allegation made by Sammy Gyamfiãngrily against AfenyoMarkin for political purposes?
The allegation borders on criminality under our laws. It borders on abuse of office under our laws. It brings the integrity of Parliament into disrepute, the institution called Parliament. And so, contrary to the view that we are only giving currency to an allegation, those that are making such allegations must rather be thanking us for bringing life to this issue and wanting to deal with a matter that has pervaded or existed in our system for far too long. And in so doing, bringing the perpetrator of such crimes into book.
Now, if Sammy Gyamfiãngrily cannot substantiate the allegation, Your petition says the conclusion should be communicated clearly to protect AfenyoMarkin's reputation. Do you think, however, some damage might already be done with this back and forth we're already seeing in the media?
You see, so the petition is in two parts. Like Riley said, we are not concluding that Afenyo has actually engaged in an extortion behavior. It is also bringing the credibility of Sammy Gyamfi into the limelight, that he was bold and vociferous on TV and clear in his mind that AfenyoMarkin had engaged in extortion behavior. And so it is also a burden of under our laws. It is who he alleges that must prove. So we are shifting the burden to Sammy Gyamfi to substantiate the very allegation he made against AfenyoMarkin, so that it has the potential of also clearing the name, the reputation, the integrity of AfenyoMarkin, and by extension, restoring the integrity and reputation of the Parliament of Ghana. Remember, the Parliament of Ghana in this moment does not have the credibility that it deserves. As we speak, there is a member of Parliament who is languishing in jail. I hope you know that. And so, if you have a member of Parliament who is now in jail in somewhere, Amsterdam, and you have another member of Parliament, a leader of Parliament, being accused of engaging in extortion behavior, then how honorable is the House? Remember, we call them honorable.
Indeed.
Which honorable takes extorts? So it is for Parliament to be interested in this matter, to purge itself of that reputational damage.
Certainly. Solomon, thank you for your time this morning and for further clarifying the petition and also your position on the petition. We look forward to your return into this jurisdiction, because you've got a lot more in store for us, an expose, you say. And this is something that we believe all of us should be deeply interested in, as you've concluded for us. Honorable members of Parliament should be seen doing only honorable things. And so we're grateful for your time this morning. Enjoy the rest of your trip and see you shortly.
Thank you very much, Helen, and greetings to your entire crew.
Thank you so much again.
So we need and some a course so our political highway so Kwame na Alexander AfenyoMarkin. Na hon sensem any the brave. But I must say some of Japan cocoa teaser and some way at my aha gossip politics TV so.